Now this is continuation of your chapter, what is democracy and why democracy. Now we have learnt in the previous class that in democracy each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. Now rule of law and respect for rights. Now what is that? Now that is one example I am giving you from Zimbabwe, that featured democracy you can understand better. Zimbabwe, they gained independence from white minority rule in 1980. Now from then onwards, ZANU-PF ruled the country. Now led the freedom struggle also, that party. Party leader was Robert Mugabe. He was the president of the country since independence. Now every year he used to win the election through violence, harassment of the opposition politician, political workers, journalists. Protest against the president was illegal and government does not heed any court judgment. So rule of law was not there, citizens' right was not respected. Recently what happened, Mugabe was thrown out of power after 37 years and Emmerson Mnangagwa became the new president. Now the state should respect the basic rights of citizens. What are the basic rights of citizens? We have learned last class. That is freedom of expression, freedom to protest and freedom to take political action. Now further, these rights should be protected by judiciary whose order should be obeyed by all. So the one feature of democracy is democratic government rules within limits set by constitutional law and citizens' rights. Very important, set by constitutional law and citizens' rights. Now why democracy? Why should we choose only democracy? Now there are few arguments against democracy and for democracy. First I am coming to against democracy. Leaders keep changing in a democracy. We are electing some leader, if they are not suitable, he is coming down and then again election. So leaders keep on changing, that leads to instability. Second point, democracy is all about political competition and power play. There is no scope for morality. Now third point, many people have to be consulted in a democracy. At every level you will have to consult in democracy, which leads to delays. That is very true. Now fourth point, elected leaders do not always know the best interests of the people, which leads to bad decision. Now next, democracy leads to corruption as it is based on electoral competition. Lots of corruption in election we have heard. Ordinary people, they do not know what is good for them. They should not decide anything. Next point, democracy leads to frequent changes in leadership. Sometimes these can set back big decisions and affect the government's efficiency. Next point and last point against democracy. Democracy is not a magical solution for all problems. This is not like a magic. It has not ended poverty in our country and in other parts of the world. It ensures that people can take their decision, but this does not guarantee that their decisions will be good. People can make mistakes. These are the arguments against democracy. Now, arguments for democracy. Democracy is better than any other form of government in responding to the needs of the people. Democracy requires that the rulers have to attend to the needs of the people. We have selected somebody from our constitution. That person has to see our needs, whatever we need in that locality, that person has to see. Now second point, a democratic government is a more accountable form of government third point is democracy is based on consultation. Every level there is discussion and consultation. Of course, there is some delay for that, but still, with the discussion, so many things are coming out, so many problems are coming out, so many solutions are coming out, which reduces the possibility of taking rash and irresponsible decisions. Thus, democracy improves the quality of decision making. Now, fourth point, democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Only in a democracy, different groups can live with one another peacefully. In a diverse country like India, where people are from different religion and language, democracy keeps our country together. Now, fifth point, democracy enhances the dignity of citizen. In democracy, the poorest and the least educated have the same status as the rich and educated, because democracy is based on the principle of political equality. Now, the sixth point, democracy allows us to correct our own mistakes. So, public discussions were there for mistakes and for room for correction, always there for the democracy. So, rulers also can be changed and their decisions also can be changed. But these are the arguments in favor of democracy. Now, broader meaning of democracy. Now, modern democracies involve such a large number of people that it is physically impossible for them to sit together and talk collective and take collective decision. So many people are elected, so it is impossible physically everybody will sit and take decision. That is one. Next, even the cute, the citizen does not have the time, the desire or the skill to take part in all decision. Someone from a small village, maybe he has come up in the election, stood in the election, elected, but how much knowledge that person has, that is also important. Then he won't be able to take any part in the decision making. He has to grow up. So, democratic decision making, a democratic decision involves consultation with and consent of all those people who are affected by that decision. Powerful and non-powerful people should have the same say in taking the decision. This can apply to a government or a family or any other organization. Thus, democracy is a principle that can be applied to any sphere of life and can take many forms. In a democracy, every citizen must be able to play an equal role in decision making. For this, an equal right to vote is not sufficient. Every citizen needs to have equal information. Every citizen must know what is happening within the country, and they should have basic education. If you don't have any education, you won't be able to understand anything, and equal resources and a lot of commitment. Now, if we take these ideals seriously, then no country in the world is a perfect democracy. Every democracy has to try to realize the ideals of democratic decision making. It cannot be achieved once and for all. It requires a constant effort to save and strengthen democratic forms of decision making. So, in this chapter, few new terms we read. Referendum. What is referendum? A general vote by the electorate on a single political issue which has been referred to them for a direct decision. What is cabinet? The committee of senior ministers responsible for controlling government policies. Dictatorship, a form of government in which a person or a group of persons possesses absolute power without effective constitutional limitation. Morality, Principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong. Okay, now this chapter is finished. So up till now today, and I will send you questions next day, NCERT questions and the other questions also. I will mark the questions, those questions you write, but NCERT book questions, all the questions you will have to answer. I'll send the answers in the next class.